best way to start, Max, is to know that the reason that Putin went into Ukraine was that he wanted, above all else, to make sure Ukraine did not join NATO. And what happened was that a few days after the invasion, and I want to be clear here, this is just a few days after the invasion, Putin sends a signal to Ukraine that he would like to negotiate. And negotiations actually start, and this becomes the famous Istanbul negotiation that takes place in March and April of 2022. And you remember the war starts on February 24th, 2022. So you can see that almost immediately after the war starts, there are negotiations to end it, which focus on making sure that Ukraine is not in NATO. Now, what happens is, almost everybody knows, is that in early April, the Americans and the British tell the Ukrainians to walk away from the negotiations. Now, there's no evidence that they had reached a final deal in Istanbul, that is, the Ukrainians and the Russians, but they were moving towards some sort of agreement that would satisfy the Russians and the Ukrainians and put an end to the war shortly after it started. But again, the Americans and the British played the key role in telling Zelensky to walk away from the negotiations, which he did.
Boris Johnson flew to Kiev.
Yes, exactly. Boris Johnson flew to Kiev. He was the point man for the Anglo-Saxons. But the end result of this, Max, is that the war then escalated.